Guys, 17th of October, looking at the moon, which was 100% last night, but it's now 99% I suppose. Just looking around the edges to see if we can see any abnormalities. I was filming it last night and I had a couple of glitches. The moon suddenly just, I don't know, flickered. So I'm trying to see if I can capture that type of thing again. But how could that be 238,000 miles away, people? Really? And look, can't see a satellite, can you? 20,000 odd satellites whizzing round at 17,000 miles an hour. Can you see a silhouette on the moon of any of them? Seriously? No. And how can you zoom in on something 238,000 miles away? That's no more than 50 miles away, guys. No more than 50 miles away.
We are headed 3,600 miles above Earth, 15 times higher from the planet than the International Space Station. As we get further away from Earth, we'll pass through the Van Allen belts, an area of dangerous radiation. Radiation like this could harm the guidance systems, onboard computers, or other electronics on Orion. Naturally, we have to pass through this danger zone twice, once up and once back. But Orion has protection. Shielding will be put to the test as the vehicle cuts through the waves of radiation. Sensors aboard will record radiation levels for scientists to study. We must solve these challenges before we send people through this region of space. For this flight, it's time to head home.
Other than the alleged Apollo trips, all other manned spacecraft have stayed below the belts. These belts do not officially begin until an altitude of 1,000 miles is reached. But when one space shuttle crew was brave enough to go nearly 400 miles above the Earth, they started to experience some unusual effects. They reported seeing shooting stars, which were a result of the radiation hitting the retinas of their eyes.
And if I'd have landed 20 feet behind where I landed, we'd have landed right smack in that crater.
When interviewed, Alan Bean of Apollo 12 initially stated that he had not gone through the belts and did not observe any effects caused by them.
Any ill effects from the Van Allen radiation belts?
No. Now, I'm not sure we went far enough out to encounter the Van Allen radiation belt. Maybe we did.
When it was pointed out that the flight pattern took him through the belts, he changed his story.
The belts are 1,000 miles to 25,000 miles above the Earth.
Then we went right out through them.
No effects on your cells?
We didn't even know it. I don't think anybody, well, maybe somebody said you went through the radiation belt, but we didn't feel it inside, and we didn't get any, added radiation.
The space shuttle went to 365 miles a few years ago because I worked in news. I saw CNN. They said that the radiation belts surrounding Earth are more dangerous than previously believed because the astronauts saw shooting stars with their eyes closed just when they got within 600.
Radiation belt. We saw shooting stars, but they're not shooting stars from with your eyes closed, although they look like it. If you're out in space beyond the Van Allen belt,
we must solve these challenges before we send people through this region of space.
And probably within the Van Allen belt, and close your eyes and just pay attention. You don't notice it unless you pay attention. Then all of a sudden you'll see a little flash like a shooting star, except it's like that. There goes one this way. Then one just blossoms. And then not that fast. Maybe you wait 3 minutes or 2 minutes and one goes whoosh. And what's happening is cosmic rays are hitting the back of your eye and exciting those sensors in the back of your eye. So that's what you see. And they got high enough apparently to close them. My guess is in Earth orbit, if you closed your eyes and just paid attention, that you would see them.
Don't know, can't see any abnormalities tonight. Take some snapshots. There's a few guys on YouTube with really good telescopes and hours and hours of footage of the moon, and they've captured the lunar wave. So we do know it's not a rock. And okay, so that's 99%, and you can see it's not full. So where's the dark side? Where's the 1% that's supposed to be dark? Seriously, if I can get that close, I should be able to see the dark 1%, shouldn't I? But there isn't. It's not there. Anyway guys, seeing is believing. I'm going to do a star now. Come back to the moon a bit later. Talk to you later.